Hello, hello. So good to be back with you. I just want to let you know if you didn't see last week's episode, I shared radical self care on how to get through the holidays feeling great and filling up your own reservoir so no matter what comes up, you can handle it. I also shared last week that we are sort of on a hiatus with the podcast. Midlife Love Out Loud will resume early in 2024 with a new season. For now, it's just going to be me popping in here and there, and I am accumulating some amazing guests for 2024. So let's hop into today's big topic, which is how to enjoy the holidays solo style. Because let's face it, there's a lot going on, and not all of it's going to feel so good. So let's set you up for success right off the bat. Well, last week I talked about how to take care of yourself. And when you take care of yourself, you're going to be ready and full and happy to partake in some other things. So the phone rings, somebody calls you and says, "Hey, Friday night, I'm having this big cookie exchange. Do you want to come?" And your stomach goes into knots and you're like, "Oh, I don't like making cookies. If I go, I'm going to eat a ton of cookies. I don't want to go." What do you do? Or, "Oh, I love cookie exchange parties. I've got the greatest recipe, but I'm feeling like I don't want to go and be around all these people." How do you say no? How do you say no or find a way to talk to your beloveds in a way that honors you? So, first, let me say, if you don't want to do something and you say yes, guess who you're saying no to? You. There's always going to be a no somewhere. So if something comes your way and you really don't want to say yes, then the answer is no. If it's a maybe, it's a no. If it's a maybe, you got to really sit with, is this something you really want to do? And saying no sometimes can be really challenging. And I want to talk to you about that in a few minutes. But firstly, it takes some breathing and checking in with what is it that you want to do. And if you don't want to do it, to ask yourself why you don't want to do it. Because this is how you learn how you're wired. And if you don't know what makes you happy and what doesn't make you happy, how are you going to be in a healthy relationship? I'm just being really honest with you. If you can't take good care of yourself in general with people, get behind closed doors with an intimate beloved. We know how that goes. So this is an opportunity for you to actually really work this muscle of what is it that you desire and what don't you want to do? So let's just say someone says, "I'm having a party. It's a cookie party, and you don't want to have anything to do with cookies." And I will share with you, that's me, because I'm totally a potential sugar addict. Sometimes one is too many and 1,000 isn't enough. That is a saying in Overeaters Anonymous. And I've learned that unless I'm in really good alignment and really grounded, that I am at risk to eating too much. And so I need to know that I'm going to be okay if I go. And I asked the hostess, "I'd love to come. However, I don't want to take any cookies with me. Is it okay if I just show up? Because I don't want to make them and I don't want to take them." And almost always they say, "Oh my God, of course, just come enjoy yourself." And if they say, "Well, then you can just very kindly say, "Thank you so much for the invite. I'm just not feeling ready to be around a lot of sugar right now." And you know what? You don't have to even give an explanation because no is a complete sentence. If it's a friend, you're probably going to just say, "You know me, I just can't be around so much sugar right now. I think I need to pass." Or you could just say, "I'm really feeling the call to be alone Friday night. It's been a full week." I mean, if this is your truth, and let people know that you need to slow down and fill up your reservoir in the way that you do, which is maybe making a beautiful meal for yourself and having a wonderful date by yourself. Know yourself. So that's the cookie exchange. But let's just say it's a family gathering and you're going solo. And I mean, I'm just playing lots of examples here. And they're going to ask you a zillion million questions. perhaps around, hey, are you dating somebody special? Or, hey, I see you're still alone. Are you out there meeting people? Or anything like that. So what do you do when you have uncomfortable questions asked? It's kind of similar to the cookie exchange. Take a friggin' breath. Don't have to answer everything, and know that you have your own back and have some really good healthy boundaries around your answer. Who is it that's in front of you? And how much do you want to share with this person? Because not everybody has earned the right to hear your full story or your truth, your full truth. And what I offer to you is take that breath and ask yourself, is this person going to respect what you have to offer? Or might you want to dumb it down a little bit? So maybe it's a dear friend and you say, oh, the dating, I'm out there, but haven't really met anybody yet, but I'm out there, and you know they might ask questions and you're good with that. Great. But if it's your mom or your dad or a great aunt or someone else that might get under your skin and really ask a zillion questions and you're going to be uncomfortable with it, you've got lots of options. You could really easily just say, whatever the question is, you know what? Not really up to answering that question right now, but I'll get back to you. And then shift gears and ask them about them. Because frankly, everybody wants to talk about themselves. Shift gears. Now, maybe they're not going to let that slide if you just say, I'd rather not talk about it. So then let's just say the question is, are you seeing someone special? You can say, you know what? I'm meeting some really great people. I'll let you know when I do, So now you've answered it with a little bit of a flavor. Maybe you haven't met anybody special. Maybe you're not dating. And then maybe your answer might be, I'm enjoying my solo time right now, and I'm looking forward to dating in the near future. I'll let you know when that happens. You see how that goes? So you have choices. You have choices on who you speak to, how much you share with them, and taking really good care of yourself with your yeses and your nos of if you want to go to a certain party or not. Because at the end of the day, you may not want to be around lots of couples. You may not want to be in a festive event where everyone's having fun and you're feeling a little lonely. And now let's talk about that. So let's just say you want to go, but you're going, oh, everyone's coupled, or I'm just feeling so sucky being alone. Well, again, you can choose to not go and create something really special for yourself, or invite a friend. Ask, hey, can I bring a friend to this event? They might say no. Some events say, nope, sorry, just members only or whatever. And then you get to choose. However, if you have some gal pals, reach out to them and say, hey, I'm going to this event. I really don't want to go by myself. You want to go have some fun? And this way you have someone to share it with. It buffers it. Here's another idea for you. If you do go to an event and you're not really feeling it, and maybe it does start to get under your skin and some emotions start to bubble up, you can have an excuse to leave. You could have plans after. If you know you're going into the lion's den and you're not going to want to spend too much time there, everybody knows there's so much going on. There's so much going on. You could go in and say, hey, it's so good to be here. Have some fun with them a little bit, and maybe just say, hey, just FYI, I can only stay until, and give them a time, and then go out and do your next plan. And your plan might be dating yourself and going home and watching something really awesome on YouTube or whatever you like to watch. I invite you to be true to yourself and be honest as you can be with them. Be true to yourself, have your own back, have good, healthy boundaries around your time and your energy, and be honest up to the point that you know that it works for you. It's not about them. I call it strategic vulnerability. How open are you going to be with this person? Be strategic. Is this somebody that's going to honor you or not? So if you know you're going into the lion's den, have someone with you, have a backup plan. And that's the same for dating. So let's just say, and this is a great time of year to meet somebody, because men and women are feeling the alone thing. They're feeling everybody's coupled, the holiday thing. A lot of people are online. This is a great time of year to meet somebody. And so maybe you start dating somebody. Maybe you're going out for your first date in a long time. Have an exit strategy for that too. Maybe you share with a friend that, and it's always good for people to know that you're going out with somebody if it's not someplace local and public. Well, it should always be public. It should always be public. I'm going to shit on you right now. You should always be in a public place for your first date. Anyway, you can have that end time where when you meet them, say something like, oh, I'm so excited to have a drink with you. I just want to let you know that I have a call in an hour and 15 minutes with a friend, or I have plans with a friend. I have some plans later with a friend. I mean, whatever your language is, let them know. Let them know that there's an end to your time so you're not in an awkward situation. Or if you want to play a little bit of a game, have your friend call you in an hour, text you in an hour and say, excuse me, I need to get that. I'm not into game playing, but again, depending on your scenario, self-care, be honest as you can be. I always say, let them know that you only have about an hour and you're looking forward to meeting them for the first time. You could even be really straight with them. And if this is how you want to play it, and again, not a great word of playing it, but strategy, which is when I date, I always love to meet somebody for a drink first. So, I have an hour. When would be great to meet? So this is after you've streamlined the dating process. You've talked to them, you've vetted them, you know that this is somebody you want to spend an hour with. You shouldn't even be, I'm shitting on you again. You shouldn't be sitting across the table from anybody that you haven't vetted. It's a waste of your time. And that's depressing if you go into a date and it's such a bomb. So again, I shouldn't shit on you. Some people meet some great people just from texting. Typically, you want to get a sense if you have a good vibe with them, conversation with them. I had a conversation with someone. This was years ago before I knew anything about dating. And the messages were fine. They seemed fine. He seemed like a nice guy. Profile, nice guy. Already I'm thinking, nice guy, right? I did not vet him at all. However, I did get on a phone call before we went because his messages, even though they were nice, my gut, listen to your gut, sister. My gut was telling me something was off, but I couldn't place it. There was something about how he was writing. And we got on the phone. Oh my God, excuse me. For those of you listening, I just needed to take a drink of water. So I get on the phone with him and it was awkward. I don't know what was wrong with him. To be really honest, there was definitely something wrong with him. Whether he was autistic, with Asperger's, a lot of medication, I don't know. But it was not somebody I wanted to see. So vet your person, have an exit strategy. So you have, a limit of time. Go with a friend if you're going into the lion's den. Excuse me, I have to cough again. If you're going to the lion's den, decide if you want to go into the lion's den. And if you have to go into the lion's den, because sometimes we have to go to a family occasion. I mean, we don't have to, but we know we don't want to. We don't want to rock the boat with certain family members. And sometimes we just have to jump through some of those family hoops. Actually, you don't have to. That is a choice. However, if you choose to lean into a situation like a family event or a dinner party or something that it's going to be a little uncomfortable, I encourage you to really have an exit strategy, deep self-care strategy. You're going in full and know your bottom line, know your healthy boundaries, know your yeses and nos and how much you're going to share. I hope this was helpful for you. If you're not in the Find Fabulous Love group, I am going to encourage you to make sure you are in there. Some of you already are. Some of you are watching the video as I'm sharing this, and that's a great group to join. So for those of you that are watching the YouTube podcast version of this, the link is below to join this wonderful love hub of women that are doing what you're doing. expanding their comfort zone, opening up their heart to an amazing second half of life, and potentially calling it a partner or maintaining a wonderful partnership. So I encourage you to check that out and stay in the loop and take really good care of yourself during this holiday season. Mwah. One more thing before you go. Have you taken my Discover Your Love Avatar quiz? It's a 2-minute quiz that can help you not only know your strengths, your superpower, because you have one, also identify some of your blind spots, some of the things that might be having you in your fear, having you behaving in ways that aren't in alignment with your highest self, the way you want to be when it comes to dating and relationships. And it'll also help you discover why maybe the stars haven't lined up for you yet. Bottom line is, you take this 2-minute quiz, you get a full report in your email with details on how to move forward in next level love, whether you want a partner or not. So you can go to midlifeloveoutloud.com/love quiz. The link is in the show notes as well. And if you haven't liked and subscribed to the station, I'm going to encourage you to do that too, so you don't miss any episodes. And I hope you got a ton out of today's. See you next week. Mwah.